Welcome everybody to Amateur Hour Commentary Rocket League. I am your host, Titch1987. With me today, the one, the only, the Wolf.
What's going on, y'all?
The Craze.
Right? Which way do we look?
Well, because my stuff is backwards, because normally Streamlabs is here, normally you're over there.
I know, man. But it looks like I'm sitting on the home team's side tonight. Amateur Hour is going up against TC Rough Guesstimate. It's going to be an interesting fight. Gotta say, Amateur Hour's had quite a season so far, huh?
That's, we can call it that, yeah.
Yeah. Their current record is 6-0. Not taken away from their skill or anything, of course, but let's just say they've had a bit of an easy run. Multiple forfeits. They did win 2 games, so 4 forfeits have allowed them to reach this point. So they're currently sitting 6-0. But the roster making up that team is Scuba Steve, Grandtastic Beats, and of course our very own Titch 1987. But Titch is here with me, and Scuba Steve and Grant are going to be playing, and they're going to be going up against TC. For those who don't know, TC stands for The Collective, and this current team's name is Rough Guesstimate. The roster that makes up this team is only 2 people, Abacus and No Cheese. I like No Cheese. That I just love that name.
No Cheese.
No Cheese. Now they've had a little bit more, I don't want to say difficult of a season, but their record is currently split at 3 wins, 3 losses. They have a total of 48 goals and a win percentage of 55%. So they're, despite having a record of 3-3, their win percentage is greater than half, which is good. So we'll see how well they fare. In their first week, they lost 3-0, and then week 2 and week 3 they won their games 3-0. Week 4 they lost 3-0. Week 5 they won 3-0, and week 6 is the only time that the score wasn't 3-0. Week 6 they went up against Israel Esports and they lost 3-2, so they won 2 games there. So interesting season for them. We'll see how well they fare against Amateur Hour tonight.
Yeah, but those 2 wins, 4 forfeits actually put AHC in the number 1 seed. So they have the best chance for moving through. But when you've only played 2 games for the whole season, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens tonight. I'm rooting for my boys. I know they can do it. But we haven't had a full true test of how the boys are going to be.
Yeah, so that's true. But, you know, in speaking with them, or at least listening to them while they practice, they're fairly confident. They feel like, well, if those 2 games we played is any indication of the skill in this particular circuit, then they're pretty confident they're going to do well. Those are big words, but then again, there's some big boys. They can play really, really well. Going up against a team that is 3-3 right now, just based on numbers, arguably they're slotted to win. They have a 95% win percentage, so I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting, but
so playoffs is it's actually a single elim. So playoffs are a single elimination. So if they do not win this one, they are out. So the boys need to get it together for this game, for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to win if they want to move forward. And you know what? I got a good feeling. I don't know anything about the Collective, so sorry, the Collective. I don't know you, and I'm going to definitely cheer for you when you do good stuff, but I got to root for Amateur Hour in this one. In the past and previous competitions, they've proven themselves admirable and capable of performing in this league. So, I've got, if I were a betting man, I put money down on Amateur Hour.
We got to root for him. So 2v2s is we said this before. 2v2s, even 1v1s and 3v3s, they're very different from each other in play styles. You don't have that third man back. Shot accuracy is going to be important. Double commits is basically a free goal. Yep. It's who's got to step it up today? Well, hopefully Steve's got to step it up. Okay, Grant, I got all the faith in you. But if anybody fucks this up, it's going to be Steve. Like, let's be honest. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Steve's a brick wall, man. I mean, you know, sometimes I don't want to talk shit because honestly, like, of everyone that plays in our group, I am by far probably the worst. But I can say that on defense, Steve is, you know, at his best. When he's attacking, he does well, of course. But I have to say, when he's on defense, he does incredible work. So Grant is definitely the attacker, I would say, of the duo. So we'll probably see him, you know, greeting a lot of the passes, making a lot of the shots. But more notably, he'll be doing a lot of bumping.
Yeah, that's one thing that I can say. Grant is very good at the bumps and the demos on the rotation out. And especially in twos, it's even more imperative for that kind of stuff. But you also got to be careful with that because it's slowing down your rotation. So you got to be careful how and when you do it because it can cause, you know, if Steve gets a bad touch, you're chasing to get back into rotation. But it does look like the game is going on, so let's head on in.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hopping into round one with Grant at faceoff, Scuba Steve cheating up. And Nochi trying to play it out of his own corner. Getting a nice clear out back to our own side of the field.
Good pass out of the corner. Grant's going to take this one. Intercepted. Steve goes up for the challenge.
Ooh, here we go. Grant trying to pop it out back towards mid.
Over one. Pops up off the back wall. Just going to try and pass back pass to Steve. Steve off the backboard. A double commit. No, she's going to take this over the wall. He's going to try and get a pop up here. Grant coming in for the challenge. No cheese, winning the 50-50. Steve's going to pass this back to Steve. Steve's going to pass this out back to Grant. Grant's going to leave that for Steve to clear off the corner. No cheese, going to keep it into the orange zone. Just going to wait for Grant's touch. Steve with a good interception to knock it away back into the blue half. Off the back wall. Missed touch by No Cheese. Luckily was not punished. Steve up for this one. Can he get a pass? No, it goes off the back wall.
Abacus with a nice save there on defense, and Grant passing back out towards the corner, not able to make any play of this. Pops it out towards the middle. Can Abacus save it? No! Grant getting the first goal of the game.
Nice shot from Grant there. Good angle. Good try for Abacus trying to get that save. He was in a bit of a tough angle there for that.
It was, but you know, he really got back there super quick. If only he was able to turn on a little bit faster, but that was definitely a ball chase that was near impossible. And here we go again with Amateur Hour applying a lot of pressure early on. But No Cheese, of course, clearing it out. And Grant responding with his own back to the blue corner.
Looks like Grant was going to go for that bump there. Steve going to fake this one, I guess we're going to call it. Grant trying to keep it in.
Oh, nice stop.
Grant going to try and carry this one. Tries to get the 50-50. It does go in Amateur Hour's favor. Ball off the back wall. Almost a touch by Abacus. Could have really messed up No Cheese there.
Good job defense by Steve. Keeping it in the corner.
There's that demo from Grant. Open net. Only one person to beat. Steve trying to do the 1v1.
Oh, No Cheese spawning in with an incredible save and a shot from all the way downfield.
Just a missed flick here by Steve trying to get it up.
But you know, it's also it kind of speaks to what you were saying before. You got to be careful with the bumps of the demos. And there was a demo on No Cheese, and he was spawned back in right at the back and able to get that goal, even get the save first and then get that goal. So you know, timing is imperative. And fortunately for No Cheese, they tie it up here with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left.
No Cheese is going to answer back with a demo of his own on Grant. Abacus takes a shot. Grant with a clear off the backboard here. Pushing it out mid. Challenged by Abacus is going to keep it in amateur hour territory. Little pop up. Possession now with amateur hour. Grant's going to take this one up off the back.
Gotta say, Rough Guesstimate is playing the ball really hard, getting really good hits off of those challenges, and really applying the pressure, keeping it on the orange side of the field. Abacus coming up off the back corner, flying in front of the goal, not able to make anything of it, and Steve taking control. Here comes Grant responding with his own, trying to pass it out towards mid. Abacus there to respond, bumping it up and slightly away. No Cheese capitalizing on this, flying through the air, taking a shot. Steve there to respond. Nice block. Abacus again applying the pressure. Grant with a nice challenge, getting a nice clear on the ball, bumping it out to Steve, who responds and gets a goal, taking a 1-point lead, making it now 2-1 with 1 minute 6 seconds left on the clock. What a pass by Grant. Steve in perfect position, and No Cheese just barely missing it there.
Yeah, good positioning there, and Grant to be able to, knowing where the opponent was, being able to get it out and around, over in the mid. Steve gonna have possession here in the blue half. He's gonna push Abacus off. Try and get this one down to Grant's in an awkward position here. He's gonna have to go for this 50 out to No Cheese though.
Ooh, bad angle for No Cheese, not able to get it where he wants it.
Steve able to get the dunk though. He's going to keep this in the half. Amateur hours kind of getting a little tied up with each other. Good pop up off the back wall.
Just no positioning there to capitalize, and now both members back on defense. Grant, the good block, but No Cheese bouncing it out of the corner, trying to make something of it. Steve keeping in the air.
Yeah, good push out to mid. Abacus now is going to try and get something of this, but unable to keep control of it.
Ooh, Abacus trying to go for the bump and missing.
50-50 goes over to blue, a pass over to No Cheese. Grant's going to clear this one out, and that's going to be it. Game number 1 is going to head in for amateur hour.
Amateur hour taking the first win, but not easily by any means. I have to say, TC Rough Guesstimate is really playing well on the challenges. They're pushing really hard. They're applying a lot of pressure. There's a decent back and forth here, especially at mid. You know, they seem to get stuck in the corners, not able to get those mid field passes, which are critical. In fact, we saw that with good field knowledge and positioning, Grant was able to get a good pass to Steve and capitalizing on that error in rotation. So let's see if TC can make up for it here as we enter our second game in tonight's matchup.
So this is a best of 5. So markers are up on the screen beside the scoreboards there. Amateur hour now taking the first game as Grant's going to get a quick goal just 3 seconds into the game off of a stalled face-off.
Danae, if that's how you pronounce your name, go to Indy Gaming League. That's INDY and then gamingleague.com. There are currently registration signups going on now. Please check them out if you want to join this league.
Grant with a good touch, gonna answer with a second goal.
What is this?
2 up, 11 seconds into the game, just winning that aerial 50-50, just getting it past.
I mean, right off the get, and only like 11 seconds into the second round, and 2 goals up is amateur hour. Oh, and here comes No Cheese trying to respond. Grant back in enough time. Nice block, bouncing it off the wall, going towards mid. It's popped up into the air, and here comes Abacus trying to respond himself, getting it back to No Cheese, who then pops back out to orange corner. But of course, Grant and Steve there to deny them access to their goal as they continue to apply the pressure, but not making any progress forward here.
Another 50-50, but sort of staying in mid.
Grant racing
No
back,
cheese
no
now
cheese.
with Grant. Gets it past Grant. Can't get it past Steve, though.
The brick wall.
Into the corner. No cheese is going to keep it in that, and that might be good.
Ooh, what a
Grant
floater.
was just a little too far forward. Unable to get that save.
That was a great touch by No Cheese. A beautiful turnaround, perfect positioning, and popping up into the left corner right behind Grant's car. What a beautiful shot.
1 minute in, we've got 3 goals already. With a nice lofted ball. Grant's going to keep this one in blue territory. A bump from No Cheese. He's going to pinch this one off the wall. Tries to get it out. Unable to do so. Grant with a good clear.
Ooh, that was a beautiful touch.
Steve takes off the wall. He's going to try and touch this around. Unable to get it a little too hard.
High.
Oh, she's trying to get an air dribble on this one. He's going to try and put this into the box. Grant's got to take this one out.
Grant with a lot of patience there, waiting for the ball to come down, not rising up
Oh.
too early. Oh, right off the side post. So close, but nice 50 there by Grant.
Abacus off the wall. Steve's going to have the beat.
Ooh.
He's going to put this one off back in the mid, but Grant not quite there yet. Flick from Abacus is towards net. Grant's going to save that one easy. Gets it past No Cheese.
Passing
Better
out to
control.
Steve. No, not able to get there now. Abacus, free shot, and he misses right off the post.
We've all been there. We've all done it.
Every game of mine, it's always happening. Grant with a nice save. Slow shot. Getting the clear out towards mid. Getting a nice bump on Abacus. Passing it back to Steve, who's going to try to clear out to the back right corner of the blue side of the field.
Good touch. Grant
patience.
unable to make that touch, though. He's going to come in. He's going to snake this away from them.
Oh my gosh, the car control there that was needed. On no boost even.
And that's Grant's biggest issue right now. Steve's got to try and delay this as Grant works his way back to collect some boost. Steve
What a
gets a
read.
50 on No Cheese. He's going to pop this one out to mid. Grant's up. Gets
Oh,
the
does he make
touch. No Cheese able to take the save away.
No Cheese just watching that floater come down, hit his car. Not a lot of concern. Can he keep it out? Yes, he can. No Cheese making it back out towards mid. Grant getting a nice little bump there, giving his team time, but not able to do so as Abacus flies in and bumps back out.
Steve with a nice little pop. He's going to win the 50-50. No Cheese has been an awkward situation here, but Steve with a low shot. Bump on Grant. He's going to pass over possession. Grant with no boost now. And not even some coins to pick up there. Abacus with the dribble. Can he get the flick? He does. He gets it around. And they're going to tie it up with 48 seconds left on the clock.
Nice ball control by Abacus, dribbling it right around and angling it behind Grant's car. That's not the first time that's happened tonight. Grant getting caught with his bum to the goal and sneaking it right by. Now it's all tied up, and Grant losing that face off there. Steve coming in for the support, trying to challenge off the wall.
Steve going to have dribble it out into the blue zone. Abacus. He's going to pick this up. Tries to get the flick around Grant, but Grant's going to keep it in the blue half. Unable to get the touch off the wall. As Steve having to go back, push this into the corner. No Cheese is going to put this up. Steve faking it. Grant now is going to... Can he get this touch?
Steve flying in. No, just missing. No Cheese there to deny him. Back out towards mid. 5 seconds left on the clock. Can anyone score? We might be going into overtime. Here goes. No Cheese bouncing it off of the post. And we're into overtime in game number 2.
It all comes down to this. Next goal wins.
Can TC keep it alive? Can they go into game 3 here?
You're going to get it past Grant. Steve can push into the corner, but No Cheese is there waiting. Gets a good pop up on the corner. Beats the 50-50, but it's no threat. Steve got to try and jump this one out. Wins the 50-50. Tries to push it around the second defender. Over the net. He's got to try and push this one out to Grant. He does good. But the shot just a little weak. And Steve having to come back and shadow this one out.
Good positioning by Abacus and No Cheese, and both sitting in the goal, both waiting patiently for that ball to fly in. Getting a nice clear there.
A miss from Abacus. 50-50 goes into Grant's favor. He's going to try and push this one off the back wall for Steve. A bump between TC is going to... Luckily they're going to recover, but Grant's going to take this one out of the sky and break it up. Steve
with his own.
Gonna get this. Oh, unable to read the bounce. Grant's gonna challenge, but Abacus winning that 50-50. Now they're on the attack. Grant having to challenge that one due to an open net.
And popping out towards middle, not where you want the placement to be, but fortunately Steve is able to read it and knocks back out into the blue side of the field. And here's Abacus responding with his own pressure. Passing out to No Cheese, who's shooting into the corner. And there's a bump, teammate to teammate. A little early for a high five there, boys. As Scuba starts pushing it back out. And now forced to retreat back to defense. Right now, 3 saves for Abacus. He is on fire right now. 4 shots on goal, but only 1 made.
2 minutes already into overtime here. Steve trying to get the demo on No Cheese there, but No Cheese is going to get the demo on Grant.
Steve has to... Oh, here comes Grant. Can they save it? What a save by Steve. Oh my goodness, that was a close one.
Saves it right on the goal line. Good clear. TC now starting to get very violent. Let's see how this plays out for them. As I said, going for the demos can, if they don't work out well, put you in a very precarious spot. A missed touch.
Mid. Nice.
Oh my god!
Oh, he had a beautiful bump, but unfortunately his car just slightly touched the ball. It was flying in. He's got to be pissed off about that one.
Absolutely unfortunate. Ball now in blue possession. Steve trying to get that read. Abacus trying to put it through. Grant now, oh my god, Abacus comes in and breaks up the 1v1 challenge.
Oh, they missed. Wide open goal. Can No Cheese capitalize on this? No, he runs it up the wall, allowing Grant and Scuba Steve both get back, flying off the crossbar. Not able to get the ball down. Abacus still challenging there.
Awkward touch by Steve.
Oh, are you kidding?
Oh my god.
AHC just needs to get it out of their side of the field. There's too much pressure in front of the goal. They gotta knock it out, get it towards mid. Right now, TC doing a great job playing it in front of the net and really making Scuba Steve and Grant scramble to get that ball.
Grant on 0 boost as well. It's not helping situations. Abacus gonna throw another one towards net.
What a save by Steve!
Steve able to finally get the clear out into the blue zone to see if he can get the touch off of this one. It is good.
And he can!
4 minutes and 4 seconds in overtime. Steve gonna get that goal. It's gonna send them to game 3 on the match point.
I mean, that game was insane. We got a 4-minute overtime? Like, that's a whole nother round. Like, without a goal. That's insane.
Wow, what an absolute killer of a game that was.
My God. You know, it looked like TC had the advantage there. AHC just could not capitalize on those 150-50s. It looked like they would win them time and time again, but just couldn't capitalize on the clear. And every time it bounced out towards middle, there was TC member, No Cheese or Abacus, just flying back to defense and getting in the way. Let's see if TC can at least get one win on the board here as we start our third round in tonight's game.
All right, here we are. AHC on game point, and that's going to be a quick, easy goal for Grant as he cheats up on the face-off again, 2 seconds in. This is a repeat of game 1?
2.
No, it was game 2.
Yeah.
It was game 2. Yeah. It was 2-2 in overtime.
I was just going to say, like, we've seen this before, but it turned out to be a 4-minute overtime, so who's to say that it won't happen again? Face-off number 2, only 2 seconds into the round.
Steve's going to have this one off the corner. Gets the touch up. Can he get the second touch? He does, and it is good. 12 seconds into the game now. It took him an extra second in this game to get the second goal, but they still... What a beautiful pop by Steve.
What an angle, dude.
Face off, back over Steve. Got to take this one off the back wall. Can he get the touch? Not quite on target. He's going to bump Abacus off, but unfortunately couldn't quite get the pass out to Grant.
Here out towards middle, No Cheese. Not set up for that. Still able to hit the ball off the backboard. Trying to set Abacus up, but not able to make any plays here with Steve now knocking it back into the blue side of the field. There's Grant. Can he touch it? No, off of the backboard.
I almost wonder if that was going in. Steve having to challenge this one. Grant with a good flick up. What a save by No Cheese. But Steve's going to pepper another one to that.
Another save.
Grant's going to take this one to the wall. A little pop in the mid. Attempted a 50-50.
You know, right now AHC has really good boost control as both No Cheese and Abacus were out of boost on defense.
Steve trying to go for the bump here. Unable to get the bump that he wanted or the demo. Grant's going to take this one up. He's going to get the touch over the second defender here. Abacus getting back in the net. He's going to throw this one back to the wall. He's going to try and get it clear on this one, but Steve got to come in and break up the play.
As I was saying before, AHC able to capitalize or not able to capitalize on some of their clears and 50-50s. It's really slowing them down in terms of goals. I mean, fortunately, they're 2 up, only 3 minutes left in the round, but you know, when you have those open goal scenarios, you can't waste them. That's coming from me. You can't make an open goal shot.
Grant 50 of No Cheese. Abacus is going to keep this one in, but Steve should be able to have this one. 50-50 goes stale, but Grant's going to bring this up. Steve should have the redirect here. No, my God, Steve.
Oh, what's that, Steve?
Steve's got to be kicking himself for that. Grant, what a save. Steve gets it over Abacus. No Cheese.
Backflip save, and oh my God.
Grant getting the third goal. Just over half the game gone here. Beating No Cheese to the challenge.
Oh, that's tough. No Cheese in a real difficult spot. Try to turn, get back to defense as the ball's flying right over him. It's hard to predict those and when to jump and try to 50-50 that.
But a shot from Abacus is going to beeline right into the right side of the goal. And it's going to put them on the board. Bit of a phantom touch from Grant.
You know, that's kind of what they need right now. They need at least a point up on the board. They have like no momentum right now as they're 2 goals down, only 2 minutes, 19 seconds left.
Yeah, when they were pepper spraying AHC's goal, I'm sure after not being able to capitalize, probably put some frustration in. But a missed touch is going to give the ball up to Steve, and Steve's going to capitalize on this one.
Oh, No Cheese should have just let that one go. Oh, if he didn't touch that, that would have been clear of the net, and they could have bounced it around. That touch gave it right up.
Steve gonna keep this into the blue. Steve goes for the 50. Grant's gonna lip this one down. No cheese with a save. Another redirect towards net.
There's a little bump from Grant there as Steve pops it up and over, but no, he can't make it. Bad angle there, not what he wanted. But Grant still applying the pressure, bouncing out of the blue corner. And now it's no cheese flying in towards the goal. Scoop is Steve denying him that. And now it's AHC back on the offensive.
Grant bumping Abacus all the way down in midfield. Steve gonna intercept this one, keep it in the blue half. Gets an awkward touch on it. Grant's gonna slow the play down, give Steve a chance to come back. Grant's gonna get the touch on that one.
Oh, Steve flying in, just missing it, but Nochi's missing it as well.
A little pass over to Steve, open net. This time he doesn't Athena flick, and he actually gets it on target.
Well done. Well done, Steve. This is almost signed, sealed, and delivered, folks.
58 seconds left, 4 goals down. That's a tough comeback.
Not impossible, but they're going to have to put in a lot of work and get some quick goals here if they want to survive.
Steve trying for that air dribble there. Grant gonna push it back into mid. Trying to beat No Cheese to it. Gets a bit of a 50-50. Ball now into Steve's favor. He's up.
Going for a double touch. No. Abacus there to deny him that.
No Cheese in the corner. Grant with the bump. Kind of helps him out, but gets the demo. And a stuff by Abacus is going to put them on the board. 22, or sorry, going to give them their second goal. Putting another one up on the board. 22 seconds left.
Oh, you got to love that, man. Especially when you're driving towards the net and you're like, oh, man, it's bounced at the freaking defender there. And then you just win that. Oh, man, it's such a good feeling. Such a good feeling.
There's
nothing, they can get 3 goals.
Nothing better than stuffing a defender.
Absolutely. Ten seconds left, 3 goals down. I think that's all but. Let's see if they can at least get another goal on the board. It looks like AHC is going to deny them that as there's 1 second left. Trying to pop one more in here is Grant.
Wow.
He does so.
With a 0-second goal. Pick of the score 6-2.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
No Cheese tried so hard to get it. Actually, you end up with a phantom touch on that.
That is just so unfortunate. But AHC moving ahead, getting a wonderful victory here of 3-0 in tonight's matchup. Wow, man. I can't really say more than what I have. AHC they played really well. There were moments where they couldn't capitalize on 150s and some decent clears. They weren't able to capitalize on those, but they definitely outplayed Rough Guesstimate.
Wow, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, really well played. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, man?
You know what? They played well. As I said, if anybody was going to fuck it up tonight, it would be Steve. He delivered. I think he's got at least two Athena flicks and about 2 saves on the other side. So I think he was definitely more on the blue team than he was on his own. But all in all, the boys played well. There was some good passing plays in there. There was some really good shots. Good defensive on. I mean, TC was really giving it to him in the second game, and they were really peppering the net. Grant was so low on boost. He was sitting at 0 for a while. Then you could tell when the ball was sort of rolling on mid, Grant couldn't challenge, couldn't do anything. You're a sitting duck in net without boost. And so yeah, they were able to weather that storm and able to come through.
And the gameplay knowledge that they both have, you could see Grant, instead of challenging as the ball's in the air coming out of the corner, he sits patiently, knowing like, okay, well, we have good field knowledge. We know where everybody is. I may not have boost, but I know they don't have boost. And he just waits patiently, had some good blocks there. Out of the two, I'm surprised to see that Grant, I think, was predominantly in net as compared to Steve. So that was an interesting flip flop of roles a little bit there. But yeah, man, they played well. And TC, I gotta say, like they applied a lot of pressure. They played incredibly well on offense, but they just couldn't get past the AHC defense enough times to squeak out a victory. It was unfortunate for them, but I gotta give them credit where credit's due. They know how to play some good Rocket League.
All right, have a good night, Grant. Grant's heading off. Which, by the way, for those that don't know, Grant just had his son, his first child. So yeah, I was supposed to play, but he was able to make it today. So probably better based on what we just saw. Probably a better choice, to be honest. But yeah, they played fantastically. I mean, TC, they tried so hard on like game 2, peppering the net. Like, so you, as TC, I'd be upset about the loss, not because the game was lost, but because of you're peppering the net and you just want one to go in. Like, that should have been your game. And it, and that is demoralizing when that happens. And as you've heard us say numerous times when I've been playing with the guys, something happens and then you go, and that's how we lose.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we lose.
Yeah, they had good ball control. They were able to squeak a couple by, especially like I saw a couple times when Grant was in goal. They had good angles. They hit it in the right direction, getting it behind the defender with those shots, and they were able to capitalize on a couple of those moments. But man, yeah, when you're playing that much on offense and you can't get a goal in, the wind's taken out of your sails, man. Like going into game 3, we saw they weren't as aggressive. They tried, but they couldn't stay on the orange side of the field long enough to really apply the pressure that we saw in game 2. And it was unfortunate because they did play well, and I thought that we would have seen a few more games or a few more goals in game 3, but unfortunate. Hopefully we see them again in the next circuit, but I think that's going to do that for them this time around.
Yeah, so because we are in playoffs, this single elimination, they are done. They have no more games left. AHC moving on to the next set of brackets. So that's phenomenal. That's great. So we have at least one more game to cover. We should do as long as everything's good and we can get in the game.
Absolutely.
Both teams do have to agree that. To have a spectator, so shout out to TC for allowing us to spectate that, to be able to cast, and that shot, that 1v1 against Grant, and that ball, they had some good plays. That's
what I'm saying, man. They could play some really good Rocket League. It was just, maybe it was an off night, maybe it was just a bad luck night. Who knows? Because the way they played, it looks like they can play incredibly well.
Have you seen me play in the last week?
I haven't, because you don't stream anymore. I think.
No, I do. You just don't show up.
No, I don't know if you stream. Do you stream Rocket League anymore?
Oh yeah. Go back and look at my Twitch page. Maybe show up once in a while. But yeah, I've we all have good days, bad days. Similar to Firewall, I've been on a downswing hard with Rocket League. I until yesterday that we played, I had div down all the way to Diamond 2 Div 1. I was about to go down to Diamond 1. Like, that's a full rank below where I was the other season. Like, it's
sometimes
bad.
You got to step back from a game and just kind of reset everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I played with.
Got to do it.
I was playing with Paco yesterday, and we got some games in. We ended up coming back and played some games with Steve too, and we were like, it was like 4-0, 5-0. We were just rolling people. So I was able to climb back up. I think I'm back up to Div 3 now, Diamond 2 Div 3. So I'm not in the danger zone of dropping down to Div or to Diamond 1 anymore. So we'll take the good.
Yeah, that's reassuring. Maybe one day I'll get out of gold. I don't know. I just got to play more and play more ranked, which I am going to be doing, hopefully in the next couple of days. So that'll be exciting.
As the old saying goes, more GGs equals more skill.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very true.
That's going to be it for us, I think. So thank you so much to TC. Thank you for the guys for playing tonight. And congratulations. Best of luck moving on to the next round. We'll see you guys then. Wolf, you got anything else before we head on out?
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. This has been an awesome evening of Rocket League, and a big shout out to Indy Gaming League, who is, of course, running these circuits and putting in the time to make sure it's organized. I'm well secured. If you guys want to possibly join in the next circuit, it's not just Rocket League that they support other titles as well, but be sure to check them out at indygamingleague.com. Check out what they have there, and go support them and play some games and have some fun.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for us. So until next time, folks, peace.